Hello, fellow employee. I am sure you're familiar with the wall of the company building. Many see this place only as somewhere they go to turn in worthless garbage in exchange for equally worthless monopoly money. However, others realize that it is more than it seems. I've been investigating the wall ever since I started working for the company. If you're anything like me, you probably lost yourself in the vastness of the structure when you saw it for the first time, wondering what could be hiding behind the monolith. My name is Michael Kane, and in this film, I'm going to show you what I discovered.
Michael? What are you doing in my chair?
Hold on.
What are you doing
What do you
there?
mean, your chair?
That's my chair. I bought it.
You didn't buy it? We have a collective balance.
Oh.
The company...
okay.
The company doesn't pay us individually.
I guess I better share
I
that
never
camera,
said
huh?
that. No, what do you mean? What do you mean share the camera? I brought it from home.
It's part of the ship, part of the crew, huh?
I brought it from home. I bought it with my own money.
So if I brought that chair from home, it'd be fine then.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Well,
What?
Forget it. Whatever.
Huh? This window seems to be the only feature of the company building wall for miles in both directions. Behind it is the company representative. We don't know its real name, but you've probably heard it being called Jeb. And it's no secret that Jeb is far from human. However, those who think that behind the company wall is a beast of planetary proportions that swallowed the golden planet say that Jeb must be that beast. However, I disagree, for things may not be as simple as they seem. And if such a beast were to exist, at some point, it would try to break out, so we should be prepared. So how about we take a closer look at this window? Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
The window itself is quite small, and is placed inside a larger compartment in the wall to make room for the countertop that you would put your scrap metal and other trash on, as well as this speaker, this little screen, and the bell you ring to get Jeb's attention. Now let's see what happens when Jeb does take away all these various items.
This wall cannot contain.
I was actually about to talk about that. This window may not let light through, but the same cannot be said about sound. The amount of noise that Jeb makes is quite bothersome. And that means that what we can hear is a very good way to figure out what could be hiding behind the wall. And as you could hear, the items were not dragged for a long time, so the wall here cannot be very thick. If Jeb really was a monster capable of swallowing an entire planet, or even a big asteroid really, in comparison to him, it would be practically paper thin. It wouldn't make much spatial sense regardless, it would just collapse under its own weight. So what's the deal with the wall? I think I know the answer. I'm about to show you something that no one has seen before. Inside your company-issued spaceship, you may have found something that was left there by its previous crew. It seems that the company just doesn't care at all about what ends up inside these ships, because what Andrew showed me left me in complete shock at first. Take a look. This note, with an instruction to find the file labeled Sigurd on the ship's computer terminal, was just taped to the ship's wall. And as it turns out, our ship's terminal is actually modified. It comes with an ability to create and edit documents, and inside it I found something of a diary. It's of a previous crew's member, His name was Sigurd, and it comes from 1968. That is more than half a millennium old. It turned out to not only be a gold mine of historical information, but information about the company as well. It even contains the first recorded mention of the company being related to the legendary Golden Planet. With the parts of the journals that I've been able to recover, I've come closer than anyone to solving the mystery of the company building. I found out about this place from Sigurd's diary. Here, underneath the company building platform, one of Sigurd's crewmates, Desmond, was working on something in secret. A giant drill to break through the company wall. The logs tell us that Desmond was the leader of the crew and the computer wizard, but it turns out that he was an engineer too. Just look at this thing. Unfortunately, it seems that he could not complete it by himself, but there's still something interesting to look at. As you can see, the drill has not one, but two sockets that perfectly match the long apparatus. That is a lot of power. Normally, such an amount of power would be excessive. But Desmond actually left some of his own notes on the computer. Like a lot of us, he thought we are keeping a cosmic terror fed. He was even able to trace the company's phone calls and find out that they don't come from this building. They come from somewhere all the way across the solar system. So what I'm saying is, Desmond knew more than we do. So the two lungs are necessary. Then that must mean that the wall really is very thick. But why would the beast be right behind that window? It's actually very simple. Alright, Jake, we can spray paint now.
Yeah, here you go.
Let's go. So my hypothesis is that Jeb is not the beast that's being kept behind the company wall. Instead, Jeb is a smaller creature and a company employee with his own office inside the much thicker wall that the real big monster is being kept behind.
Michael, how long are you gonna be doing this?
I mean, we were almost done.
I want to get out of here. We've been here for too long.
We were almost done. You interrupted it.
Oh.
Well, it's fine. It's okay.
Well,
it's fine. Okay.
Anyways, while I'm here, Jacob, have you seen Emerson?
Nope, can't say I have.
Oh. Well, then we're
Oh, last time I saw him, he was just doing something with the car.
That sounds
well,
about right.
I don't know.
I guess he's behind the cruiser or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, takes too good. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. We actually managed to get Jeb on video. And he doesn't look that big.
No, Michael, no, you can't.
No.
You can't.
We
show
have
that.
to. Andrew, do you want to kill yourself?
It's fine. Okay, look. Manager. You see what that says?
Quit fucking around, you two. You're gonna get us all
Emerson,
fired.
I'm recording, so if this idiot dies right
it's
now,
fine. It's
we have
fine.
proof it was
I'm gonna
his
prove
fault.
it. Look.
You should not be doing that.
Like, I've been
Dude.
doing this for a
Oh,
long time.
A lot of you have likely already seen this. It's not a secret to anyone. I think everyone in this company knows at this point that Jeb is a tentacle monster. I don't know why they're not hiding it better. But you're probably thinking to yourself that it's insane to just claim that Jeb is working for the company and is not some mindless creature that they're keeping in a cage. So, I just want to look over the facts again, examine the footage, and introduce some new things so I can really convince you this time. First of all, evidence such as the power supply for the drill suggests that the wall is actually very thick. But despite this, we can hear that Jeb is right behind it.
Michael, is there any scrap near me?
Yes. Looks like there is something behind that door, just to the right.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, where was I? It looks like the wall is actually very thick, but despite this, we can hear Jeb right behind it. And if a colossal creature capable of swallowing a planet was this close to us, first of all, it would be able to break out. Second of all, we would have likely been able to hear its roar a lot louder, and its tentacles would be able to reach a lot farther. So that proves Jeb is small, but isn't he still a mindless monster? No, he isn't. Let's look over the footage again. It's very interesting, I promise. Look closely when he takes the scrap away. You can see that this is not his tentacle. It is a metallic hook. Jeb is smart enough to use a tool. And the company probably ordered him to do that to conceal the fact that he's a monster.
Hey, Michael, is there anything near me? I think I heard some, squelching in the vents.
Well, if it's in the vents, I can't see it on the radar. And the vent systems in these factories tend to be pretty convoluted, so it'll probably be a while before it reaches you.
Okay.
Well, as I was saying, Jeb is not only smart enough to use a tool, he's smart enough to follow orders. And that's not the only sign of intelligence that he shows. He's actually known for attacking employees. Well, he's known for attacking employees in general, but especially when they waste his time. That's actually why the company recommends not to turn in your scrap piece by piece, and instead deposit everything in bulk. Because if you just ring the bell while all that's on the counter is only a key, Jeb is gonna get mad and break your limbs. So yeah, you shouldn't do that. And Jeb has actually been observed to sleep on the job. Crews have reported showing up to him snoring and acting especially irritable when they wake him up. Which leads me to my final point. Jeb has a very short temper and hates his job. He just seems to be very easy to get to make mad. So, if he was able to break out, which a planet-sized monster would be, he would have already done so. And it would mean the company is doing a terrible job of keeping him inside. Because he's just angry all the time. It doesn't look like they're trying their best to keep him at bay, dormant. So that's why I think that Jeb is actually working for the company and is not the monster that swallowed the legendary golden planet. But here's another thing to think about.
Michael, can you open this door for me?
Yeah, in just a second. Wait a bit. So, I was thinking. Jeb uses a speaker with pre-recorded voice lines to thank you for your work. And it sounds like it's the same voice that I heard on the phone when I was taking the job interview for the company. Well, at least it sounded similar, I don't quite remember.
Michael, I see one of the goo things.
Well, I was thinking. If Jeb is using these voice lines, and as I've mentioned in the journals, Sigurd actually mentions Desmond tracing the calls of the company to all the way across the solar system, instead of actually in the company building, so God knows what's in there. And together I thought that this has horrifying implications. I think the company just uses a fake voice for everything, and if Jeb can't speak, what if the entire company is just ran by Jeb's alien brethren? That's why they won't talk to us.
It's here!
And
Michael, help! Mike!
I told you not to call me Mike!